One of the great challenges of e-commerce is it requires a significant amount of organizational change for a lot of businesses. Do you want to tell me a little bit about your experience with that?
Yeah, I'd say there's two phases, two sides of it. The first one is, of course, the project itself. You need to actually set up a project, make sure that it actually works. And in the digital world, things happen so much faster than you're used to. So you need to actually embrace change in the project because you want to do it fast and you want to do it with as much value as you can. So you need to set up a team that actually can work with change and doesn't see change as a negative thing, but it actually is a positive thing. But mainly, you have to prepare the people in the organization for this change because it is a big change. And people sometimes underestimate it, think that it's just selling stuff, but on a new platform. But it's actually going to change the way you work and your business processes, how you manage those, and people in the organization will have new responsibilities, new roles, and new things to do every day. And you need to understand that, and you need to find a way to get people to accept and embrace and actually like that change. So that's the second big thing that you need to do in these kinds of projects.
Okay, what would you say are the biggest challenges or the biggest watch-outs?
Not having someone that owns the problem. And that is from the client, that someone that actually is the, let's say, executive sponsor, someone that actually says, this is something that we want to do. We really, really want to do this. This is really, really important to business. And if you don't have that spokesperson in the client's side, you're going to have a big problem because you will get into problems. You will get into changes that people don't want to do. And then you have to have someone that says, this is really important for us. This is something that we as a company, as an organization need to do. So you need to have an executive sponsor. Yeah, and so that's actually the second thing. You need to have the people on board. You need to have the people that will be affected, that will be affected by this change. They have to be on board early and make sure that they understand why this is important. And then you have to do two things with them. You have to tell them, why is this a good thing for the company? Why is this important for the organization? But you also have to tell them, why is this important for me? How will this affect me, both in a positive way, but also in a negative, if there are negative ways? And how should I deal with this change? How should I embrace it? What is my role in this? And to do that, you need to engage them, making sure that they are in the journey from start to finish. Someone needs to paint the star or the goal, and then you have to have the people involved that actually cross the journey. So set the goal, then set the key KPIs and the measurements that you need to reach that goal, and then ask people, okay, how do we reach this? How, in your department, in your area, what are the things we need or you need to actually reach this goal and reach these KPIs? And that's where you get an efficient buy-in. That's when you get a good solution. And when you have engagement, you also get a really good buy-in and commitment from the people in the organization. Resistance is actually something that you should use. When you change a way of working, when you have a new goal that you need to fulfill, people will automatically resist it because we are creatures of habit. We want to do the things that we've always done. So you need to find the people that actually don't want to do this thing and to understand why they don't want to do this thing and realize that it's not because it doesn't have to be that they don't believe in the thing. It doesn't have to be that they're actually not invested in this thing. It usually is because they don't understand. They don't understand, why are we doing this and what's in it for me? What will happen with me? Will I have a job? Will this change the way I work? Will I have a new boss? Will I have new co-workers? How will this affect me? And show them that actually this will be a good change for you. This will actually help you in the long run. So you need to look at resistance as actually something that pinpoints you where you haven't really communicated enough. You haven't communicated the right things to see that this is actually helping you. They might actually have a good understanding of the problem. They might actually have a good solution to something that you think is obvious, that they've actually seen. So listen to people to see what they've actually discovered and see if you can use that in the project. In e-commerce, I mean, you have to look at the people that actually are on the bottom line, that actually are responsible for the business. And they have to stand there on the barricades and say, this is something that we need to do. This is really good for us. We have to do this. Please help me do this. And if it is a transformation that you want to go digital, you want to sell more, you want to go to the digital market, then the person that is responsible for that has to be there. So it should be CEO, should be the sales manager, someone actually involved in the business. Not the IT guy, not the CTO or CIO, because they are really, you listen to the CIO and CTO for tech things, which is good. So they have to be on board, but this is a business solution. This is actually a business decision. Then you have to have the business people on board. Start looking into what are the business values that we need to achieve, what are the KPIs that we want to reach, and then see what are the requirements that actually lead to that and what doesn't. What is most priority? Where do we start? And start doing those, and actually don't think that you can do the perfect solution at the start. Start doing small things that will actually lead to the KPIs. And then when you have successes in those small things, and try, instead of just trying to do everything in a big bang, do it small, do something important, something hopefully easy actually in the beginning, and then you can actually celebrate that success and say, okay, guys, we've done this e-com thing. This part of it is actually working really, really well. Let's continue. Let's do this for the next area. And that is actually a very good way of building success. That do it in small parts, using that as a communication tool to the rest of the organization to understand that, yes, we're not there, we're not all the way, but we've done this. It's really a good success. Let's keep on building on that one. Start with something that you think can work. I mean, low-hanging fruits, whatever you call it. Start with something that you think that if we do this, it's going to be moderately easy. We can do it pretty quickly, and it will be a success. Because if you do that, then you get engagement. Then you get people that want to be in the change and that want to be in part of this one, and then you can build on that and then actually tackle the harder ones. We have to solve the easy things first that actually gives you business value. Don't look at it as you say, tech people usually do. Oh, this is a hard problem. Let's try to fix it. Look at the problems that we need to solve and fix those first. Understand that communicating a project is different from communicating a change. A project is about milestones, what you do, what you've achieved. Change is about why are we doing this and what's in it for me. So you really have to understand that what you want to communicate in a change is to say, we have to start with why are we doing this, and then everything has to hang on that sort of vision, that why are we doing this, and then fill that up with, okay, how are these changes that we're doing now going to affect me as a sales rep, as a someone in the organization. So look at that and then see in the different markets that you have, how will this actually differ? How will it be different in Spain compared to Vietnam, compared to Sweden, compared to the Netherlands? Look at what you want to say, why you want to do it, and see how do you have to tailor it to the specific individuals and the groups that you want to communicate with. And try not to focus as much as you want to on projects like milestones, because people don't really care that much about that. We as IT people do, but people care about what's this going to do for me. So focus on that. Focus on why is it important for you, for the local markets, and for the business. Also, the sender of the communication is really important. It has to be someone that the target audience actually listens to. So don't put the project manager on it. I am a project manager, so I want to do it, but it shouldn't be. It should be the business that does it, and it has to be someone that people actually trust and listens to. And sure, I mean, the CEO doesn't have to write the communication, but he has to send it. So the CEO should get help with crafting the message, crafting what to do, what to say, when to say it, how to say it. But he has to be the center of the communication. And the change communication is about getting people to understand why are we doing this, and getting buy-in, getting engagement, getting people to actually do things a different way. Because that is something people in e-com projects forget sometimes, that when we do this, we're going to change how people work in the organization. And you have to understand that this will actually be more disruptive than you think. And you need to understand how can I address that? How can I help people embrace this change? How can I help them actually wanting this one? And you have to start there. You have to first get people to understand why we need to do this. So get them to have an awareness of why this change is happening. So when you get people to understand, okay, oh, shit, something's burning, we need to do something. That's what you want to get. When you have that, then you can try to get people on board. Say, okay, I want to go this way to fix this. Do you want to go with me? Then you can get desire. Then you can get people to actually want to do this. When you have those two, awareness, why we need to do it, desire to want to do it, then you can start telling people how to do it. Then you can actually ask people, how do you want to do it? Then you get to skills, knowledge, ability to actually do this.